Welcome to SHOT Show New Product Premiere, featuring all of the latest and greatest cutting-edge innovations from the 2022 Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. Get exclusive insight and hands-on commentary from leading industry professionals about this year's hottest equipment to take your outdoor adventures to the next level.
I'm Joe KURTENBACH with Guns & Ammo, and I'm joined by Martin Twassen of Arms Corps. And Martin, we're looking at some exciting new products, well, some that we've maybe gotten some sneak peeks of, but this is the first time that we've really been able to talk about them in person. We got the STK, we got the VRF-14. Let's start with the STK 100.
Well, Joe, the STK 100 we released around July. We've been slow going making it, but now everything's done on robotics, and we've got all the CNCs in, we've got our lines running. So basically what I've done is reduce the cost of making the gun. We've got a patent actually on producing the gun. We do a flat base, we machine both sides and we clamshell it together.
Yeah.
That's our patent. That's what makes it so affordable, because we don't have the man hours, basically wire cutting and broaching and all that stuff that you would do with aluminum. And so we got a metal striker fire, right, at an affordable price. What I'm doing now, starting February, is I'm actually doing price protection with distribution and other retailers, and bringing down the MSRP to $499.
So you're gonna make these more accessible for people.
That's right. Why? The reason is that with a GI pistol, like we've had with the 1911, it's a builder's gun. You know, you buy it, you want it affordable, and you want to put all these parts from Brownells. Well, you know, this type of striker fire platform has all the aftermarket parts outside as well.
Yeah.
So I want to make this an affordable, entry-level striker fire pistol for you to build off of. That's a metallic frame.
Right.
And no longer polymer.
Well, I think that's important, you know, for our viewers at home. This was a departure for Arms Corps, known for so long for all those 1911 models. Here we've got a aluminum-gripped, semi-Glock pattern, striker-fired semi-automatic. This is a departure for you guys, and it holds a 17-round magazine, 9mm, and I got a lot of time on the range with this. I took a 3-day class with it, put thousands of rounds through one, and it ran great. I mean, and with that added weight from the metal construction, it really just recoil-wise, it absorbs it. It is a smooth shooting gun.
Extra 7 ounces makes a big difference, even on 9mm. The other thing that I saw since July was a couple other reviews and a couple other complaints from customers, is that my relationship with Vortex has gotten in the way of their ability to buy other sites.
We may have talked about that a little bit too, you know.
So starting February production, we're going to go to a microdot platform, since everybody's got a microdot, and they use the same fitting. But we will be offering some free replacement to anybody who's bought one already.
Okay.
And they want to put an RMR type sight or a Leopold sight. I think we're going to have 4 different ones.
Yeah.
They'll have the adapters for that, and we'll just give them to them for free.
I think that's amazing, and honestly, it was great that it came out of the box optics ready already. So just refining that platform, you're taking an already great first step into this market and making it even better. I want to transition over to the VRF-14 though, because when it comes to, let's say, smoothbore semi-automatics, you guys have been killing the game, and here we've got kind of your latest.
This is our firearm. I want to be clear, this is our firearm. We went to ATF, we got our approvals from ATF.
Yeah.
Before we even started on this project, we were going back and forth with ATF, and now we got this. This is our overall length, 26-inch, 14-inch barrel firearm. Mag-fed 12-gauge, 5-round mags, but then, you know, we got the 9-rounders and the 19-rounders, and with a sling. It's a great home defense shotgun. Fantastic, all the features, $499 MSRP. But the most important thing is I'm Filipino, and I'm bringing jobs to the United States.
Right.
I export jobs to the United States. We're putting up a big factory in Cedar City, Utah, to make all the unimportables. This is just the first of many projects that we're going to do in the United States.
Right.
I want to focus on anything that does not make the point scale with ATF, and that we can get approved for manufacture here. So you're going to be seeing a lot of cool stuff, and we're going to be employing Americans. Of course, we're going to be working with our factories for subcontracting for some of the smaller parts and all that, but major components, assembly, will be done in Cedar City, Utah for Made in USA.
Yeah, I think we've been talking about this for 10 years, Martin. A company well established in the Philippines, but really becoming a strong and vibrant American company.
That's absolutely so. I think, weren't you the one who said dual citizen?
I did. One of my first reviews was called Dual Citizenship.
That's right.
And it holds true. Well, Martin, if people want to find out more about the STK 100, or the VRF14, where should they go?
Armscore.com. It's real easy. armscor.com. And go on. It's pretty easy to navigate the website. We got all the firearms there. We got the TCMs. We got all the 45s. We got the BBR series, the revolvers from the Czech Republic that we put on RIA imports, all the different types of shotguns that we got out there.
Absolutely.
And of course, our 2 new babies that are there. We got some other new stuff coming out. Armscore will be coming out with new stuff all the time. We got 3 factories now.
Yeah.
So at least 1 new product every year from each one of the factories. So we'll be up here talking about them every SHOT Show, every NRA, every chance we get.
Well, we'll be looking forward to it. A great start for 2022. Thank you, Martin.
All right, thank you very much, Joe.
We live in crazy times. Something that a lot of people are concerned about, Seth, is home security. You know, protecting their valuables, protecting their loved ones in their home, and SnapSafe has an entire line of safes out designed to do that exact thing.
Absolutely. You know, and there's millions of new gun owners this year, probably more than any other time. And with those new gun owners, you cannot argue against safely securing a firearm when you're not using it. And SnapSafe, we're really trying to focus on the homeowner, maybe that's just getting into firearms, and we're trying to give them modular solutions to store those firearms efficiently, safely, to keep unwanted people out, but still have quick access when they need it. And something like the Glide Vault here with the neutral light gray color stay, tempered glass, black face, really allows you to put this anywhere you want it in the home, let it blend in, but again, still have quick access when you need it while keeping your loved ones out and also anybody that may be an intruder.
It's a really streamlined design, and what I also like about it is that really large touchscreen opening device that you have on there.
Yeah, we're trying to make it easy and we're trying to make it elegant. You know, everybody has seen the big blocky safes, and those are effective and they have their place. But now we're trying to really bridge the gap into getting a firearm where you want it, but still securing it properly.
And this, of course, is just one product from SnapSafe. I mean, you guys have huge safes, multiple gun safes, in-wall safes, lots of accessories to go with it.
Yeah, we're trying to be the one-stop shop. Whether you need a small box to travel with a pistol through an airline, or you need a giant 56-gun double-door safe, and everything in between, we're gonna have a product for you.
And the cool thing about SnapSafe is it's very modular. It comes to your home, and then you assemble it. So you don't have to worry about, you know, moving this pre-assembled safe down the stairs or whatnot. You put it together where you want it.
Right, and that's huge for, I'd say, the average homeowner. In a lot of cases, you might have to get a moving crew to get a safe that weighs several thousand pounds. Well, with the modular safe technology that SnapSafe has, you can assemble those safes where you want it. And the big thing is you don't sacrifice in security. You get the same security as a welded safe. You get as good or better of a fire rating as a welded safe, and you can take it with you if you happen to move. It's really a nice design.
Modular and modern. Those are new products from SnapSafe.
I'm Joe Kurtenbach with Guns and Ammo, and I'm joined by CJ and Rachel at the Night Vision booth. And guys, we are looking at a whole set of new products from Night Vision. Rachel, there's a lot on the table. Why don't you get us started?
There is a lot on the table, and all of this is the most meaningful stuff to us. If it's got tritium in it, we're generally involved. But we wanted to talk about some of our most favorite products. And so what we have here on the table, you can see we got a number of optics guns here.
Yeah.
So important to us was developing a sight that didn't just reuse suppressor height sights, right?
Yeah.
We've had optics on guns for long enough that we should be developing a product for guns that have optics on them. So we have our optics ready sights, which some of our favorite fans are well beyond owning a couple of them. They've got them on all their guns for a good reason. But new for this year, what we wanted to really respond to our customer base with was offering some variable heights.
Okay.
We see new guns come out, but we also see new plating system comes out. We see new optics, new firearms. They all have their own optics ready systems.
Yeah.
And so with all of those things in play, it became more and more important for us to continue to offer that lower 1/3, which is impossible with one sight.
It's definitely just like the firearms themselves. There's not a one-size-fit-all solution. I mean, when you talk about the different brands of optics, which are increasing by the day,
Sure.
the different options in optics-ready firearms, which are increasing by the day.
Yep.
I mean,
which I love as an optics shooter.
But
I gotta
it's
say.
tough to keep up. And the other thing too is then you tie in personal preference. You know, some people's ideal sighting solution might be different than the next person's.
Sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, in terms of offering those variable sizes, it's not just this is our lower 1/3, just like it's not just our suppressor height. There's actually, they're going to be able to fine tune exactly the rear and the front sight that they want based on the sight picture. How is that going to work in the interface with night vision?
That's correct. Well, ideally what we'll have is a way to educate the consumer. We get this all the time where people say, hey, I have a Glock 43X, I have a Holosun 507K, I would like a lower 1/3 co-witness. What should I buy?
Yeah.
And we'd love to be able to say this.
This one.
This is what you need.
So by firearm type, their desired kind of sight picture, you guys are going to match that to a solution.
Exactly.
So moving on from optics-ready guns, we know these are not just the future, they are happening now, but some
Absolutely.
people are still shooting their irons, and you
Yes.
guys are in the business
Yeah.
of offering a superior sight
Listen,
picture.
yeah, we're not going to leave you guys in the dust. We fully appreciate that this is the way that people live life, and this is all they ever want. So for our iron shooters, we're still supporting you guys. We love you. You are the reason why we exist. So we're not going to leave you in the dust. But, you know, one of the things that we pride ourselves on and we feel our customers are our biggest champions about is our perfect dot, which is found throughout. So they're also the same style of sight element that are found on our optics-ready guns, but one of the things that we know is a very, very important upgrade, especially when you first get your gun, is to pick out your new sights.
Yeah.
And our night sights are an incredible coming together and melding of engineering and design. So we feature the dome technology, which collimates lights, and if that's getting too
It's
complex,
like a lens.
but it basically focuses it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because we have to understand that the light that's coming out of these night sights, tritium, right? Tritium doesn't glow.
Right.
It's a combination of tritium and phosphor, so we have a chemical reaction happening. So it's not gonna shine like your favorite tactical light. So we have to kind of organize that. Same way a bell works on lights.
Yeah, you're
These
refining
domes,
it.
Exactly, they refine it. So it ends up really taking all of the light from our even more than most of our competitors, our 30% plus tritium that we include, and organizing that into the sharpest night sight on the market.
That's possible, yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not all handguns from night vision either, because
No.
we've got a safety element that's got some tritium included.
Yes. So beyond carrying at least, I think we're over 11 different manufacturers in a variety of different models.
Yeah.
For handguns, we do have some support for our long gun shooters.
Yeah.
So for the gas gun crew, for all of our AR patterned crew out there, we do have a safety selector that has tritium on both of the paddles. So it's an ambi paddle that we have now, and that is a 90-degree throw with some texturing on the paddles. But one of the things that I think people kind of don't realize about having some sort of indicator on your safety selector is you always know whether you're pulling that rifle out of the safe or whether you're pulling it out of the corner of your house as a defensive element, or you're training in a low light environment. Everybody knows where your rifle's at.
You want to know what condition it's in, and you know, knowledge is power. More information is better.
Right, and it's tritium, guys, so we're not talking about beaconing your position. We're not talking about giving up the ghost here.
Right.
Oftentimes your finger is going to be over that when you're gripping your pistol grip on your AR. So the reality here is I just want to make sure we're clear on that. It doesn't tell you and give away your position, but it is a phenomenally helpful
Does give you a little bit more of an indication. So if people want to find out about these new products, where do they need to go?
CJ?
They need to go to nightvision.com.
Great stuff, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Adam Heggenstaller with Game and Fish Magazine at SHOT Show 2022 here in the Umarex booth with Aiden Hansen, a professional product developer, but also a professional airgun hunter.
Yes.
And you guys have a ton of new products coming out this year, including an air-powered bow.
Right, so this is like a crossbow that's powered by air. So if you think about it in the same speed, so we're 450 feet per second. It's selectable which side you can shoot just by moving a switch here. Side lever cocking, and it has its own reservoir tank that you carry around, which they call a PCP, which is called a pre-charged pneumatic. And so what happens with that, you stick the probe in here, you can actually charge it up, and it carries that charge around, so you can walk around through the woods, all kinds of stuff, and get ready to hunt. And it's a double barrel. You can get 2 shots off in less than 2 seconds.
2 arrows. What velocity?
The velocity is 450 feet per second.
And you're calling this the Air Saber Elite X2 for the 2-shot.
For the 2-shot, because we have an Air Saber, which is like the normal one with the Air Saber. So with the Air Saber, it's a single shot. It runs from there. Now you got twice the chance to go from there. But this is really good. Like if you're gonna hunt hogs, you can stick 1 hog, reload real quick, stick another hog if you're gonna do it like that. I'm from Texas, so I'm originally from California, but I live in Texas now, so I'm not leaving.
And then moving on, we've got 30 caliber gauntlet.
Right, so the gauntlet's the whole series that we ran before. This is actually the Gauntlet 2. And the first series that we had came out, we did 17, 22, and then 25. So when we went to the Gauntlet 2, we slimmed down the stock a little bit, and it fits really nice. It snugs up really easy. Now we have the 22, 25, and now the 30 caliber we just released this year. And it's amazing. Very cool. Picatinny rail on top. It's got a, basically a moderated chamber up here in the front. You can add a moderator to the end of it. 4,500 PSI tank to run there, so you get quite a few shots out of it. But it's a 30, so you're probably right in the 15, 20 shot range, so it's good.
And again, these are all PCP guns, including this guy down here.
Right, so this is one of the most exciting ones that people come out, and everyone liked it because it's small, it's compact, it's light, it's fast. We're shooting 330 feet per second. You just plug in with a probe, fill it up, you got 25 shots, you're ready to rock and roll, and you don't have to do it. And we picked up about 30 feet per second, so we're running about 360 feet per second with this gun. Slap a red dot scope on top of it, and you're ready to go. I've killed a 65-pound hog with this. Oh, wow. Actually, the first version, so.
And what model are you, what are you calling that, what model?
This one here is the Air Javelin Pro.
The Pro.
So if you already got the PCP equipment, you might as well just buy it. And you can hand pump these if you want to also, so it's good.
Like I said, Umarex has a bunch of new products, and we got to move over here now.
Move over on this side here.
Cover the other ones.
So as we step over here, we got the 25 caliber Origin. And the 25 caliber Origin, they had an Origin 22 that we started out with, and it's a non-regulated gun. We call it kind of entry level, but shooting this thing on the range, I'm sending it out to 100 yards, 10 in a row, just putting everything right on target with it. It's impressive. And I really like the 25 caliber, just for the fact that it carries packs a punch. So if you're shooting, varmints and things like that that are a lot smaller, you can take these things out with it. But it takes the same magazine that goes in the Gauntlet, goes in the Origin too. So you can cross, use all the same equipment. You don't have to buy more. If you already have a ton of magazines, you can just put it right in here and rock and roll with it. So
this is a really easy to use PCP gun, and the other attractive thing is the price.
The price point on it is attractive. So, when you get into the entry point with this one here, if you have the pump from the Origin 22, you can also hand pump this up. With like 15 to 20 pumps, you can have a good shot that goes out of there immediately. You can be ready to fire it.
Now with the 25 caliber pellet, what kind of velocity are you getting?
With the velocity on this one here, we're shooting right around 950, somewhere in there, feet per second.
Now let's kick things up a notch and go to the 20 gauge.
So this is exciting. Like this is the one that like everybody goes out there, and every one of these things is exciting. Like there's no other company out there that offers what we offer from here. I mean, you go to one place and you have all this, and we try to make it so everything works back and forth. We brought online this year, we have a 20 gauge shotgun that shoots shot and slugs, which is pretty amazing. So you could be out in the stand hunting deer and go, oh, now I have an opportunity to shoot a squirrel or a rabbit or whatever it is, switch over to shot, pop the magazine out, shoot that, then put the other magazine back in, now you're deer hunting again. So you can shot and slugs.
And that's a key component. You have a magazine. It's a 2-shot.
It's a 2-shot
magazine.
Yes, and it's fully ambidextrous, so you can take the charging handle from this side and move it to the other side, and same with the mag release up here in the front. You got buttons on both sides, and all you have to do is mount a scope to the top of this thing and you're ready to go. You can put any 20 gauge slug, if it'll fit in there, round balls, whatever it is, you can put it inside that magazine and it will fire it down the barrel.
I mean, it's just amazing that you can get that kind of payload, that kind of performance out of an air rifle.
Right, and we're talking 720 feet per second. With the slug that we shoot is 395 grains, 720 feet per second, about 420 or 430 foot-pounds of energy.
Now, Umarex is no stranger to the big bore market. I mean, the 50.
The 50 is what we got. The Hammer come out and it was really popular on the market, and we can shoot up to a 550 grain in there. We can shoot down to like 255 is what I like shooting. It's hopped up a little bit faster, about 1,050 feet per second. 2-shot magazine. I mean, every one of these things here you can take out hunting and go for it. All for big game. The Air Javelin Pro, probably stick with smaller varmints, but outside of that, you guys, and the Gauntlet 30, outside of that, you can take big game with just about everything else.
22 caliber, 25 caliber, 20 gauge, and even arrows. New products from Umarex.
Hey, John Taranto here with Game & Fish Magazine. I'm joined by Jimmy Wilson from Winchester Ammunition. The Winchester AA Diamond Grade shot shell has been a very popular target load ever since it was introduced just a couple years ago. This year there's a new offering, and Jimmy, can you talk to us a little bit about what makes Diamond Grade so special and where you guys are taking the load?
Yeah, sure, John. So new this year is the 20 gauge Diamond Grade offering. What makes Diamond Grade special and different from our standard AA load is 8% antimony content that's in the lead.
Okay.
So antimony is an element that we alloy with lead to make it harder, okay? The harder the lead is, the more it resists deformation when it's fired, which leaves rounder shot flying out of your barrel, heading down range, and producing more uniform and consistent patterns, which is exactly what you need for those elite competitions that you might be competing in.
For sure, yeah. You definitely want the tightest pattern you can possibly attain, and with that 8% antimony, you're getting that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our sporting clays offerings are copper-plated even, so this 20-gauge version has copper-plated shot on top of that 8% antimony, so makes it just a little more hard for better patterns as well.
Cool. And you've dressed it up a little bit with some nickel plating, is that right?
Yeah, you get the high nickel head. That's the sign you've got Diamond Grade in your pocket.
Fantastic. So all you target shooters out there, you're looking for a new load, or those of you that have been shooting Diamond Grade for a couple years and are looking for a 20 gauge, keep your eyes out for this. This will be available this year, is that correct?
Yep, be loading it this spring, so ready to go for the summer shooting season.
Fantastic, thanks Jimmy.
Thanks, John.
I'm Scott Rupp with Handguns Magazine. I'm here with Mr. Michael Bain, and we're talking about a brand new Streamlight TLR7 version.
Right, for the Springfield Hellcat.
Which is a great pistol. It says HCAT on the side. So just
Which
so
is kind of cool. That's what's important. With the mini 9mm drive in the market, the Hellcat, I believe, is at this point one of the best-selling handguns in America.
It has one of the highest capacities for its size.
11+1.
Yeah.
It changes the world, but at least it changes the capacity. And the TLR7 is a rock-solid light. It's a 500 lumen light. You can have it constant on or momentary on. There's a bunch of schools of thought there, which probably you and I could argue for hours.
Yeah, and we don't have that kind of time today.
But it's also got a lockout, so you don't accidentally leave the light on. And that's important because sometimes people holster a gun and the light is left on. Aside from the fact that it sets your leg on fire, you'd really rather keep the battery going on it.
Well, and I'll do it like when I'm going away, when I put a gun in a safe. That's like one of my home defense guns.
Well, also,
I lock
when
it out.
Carry guns on a regular basis for airlines, you lock them in a case. Yeah. If they bump around in the case the wrong way, they'll trip the light, and you arrive at your location with a light that is no longer working.
Which is not what you want.
But the TLR7, it's a little bigger than some of the other models, but on the other hand, you do have 500 lumens on it. Talk a little about this switch, because the switch is superb.
So this is the new switch system that they've gone to, and this is the low version, and I really like it. It's really been a game changer for me, because I have one of these on one of my pistols, and I'm easily able to hit that switch without, I don't shift the gun into my hand at all. I just tap it, and off we go. If I want to go sport hand thumb, I can do that as well.
It works. And when we talk about here, when we say high or low, you can have the switch that it sets up higher. You can essentially fit the light to your hand.
Yeah, and your shooting style.
And that's really important. It's also 10 times better than the paddle switches.
Yeah, yeah. They're really easy to reach, and like you said, especially because if you want to do it, momentary, you need to be able to reach it, let it go, reach it, let it go. So, for more information on the Streamlight TLR7 for the Springfield Hellcat, go to streamlight.com.
Well, hey folks, I'm Haynes Shelton with North American Whitetail Magazine. We're here at the 2022 SHOT Show in Las Vegas, and I'm here with my friend Seth Swerzik at the Hornady booth, and we're looking at a great whitetail product, Seth, the bore driver muzzleloader bullet with the flex tip. I know a lot of people are familiar with the classic SST muzzleloader bullet, but we've got a great option here as well.
Absolutely. The big one here is that it's sabbitless. So it loads easy still, but it does not have the sabot. It gets great engagement in the rifling. What that means, accuracy. You get really consistent accuracy from the really inexpensive muzzleloader to the really expensive one. Regardless, it's going to shoot well, it's going to load easy, and it was purposefully designed to expand at the modern inline muzzleloader velocities, you know? Sure. And that's what everybody's using nowadays, that modern inline system, Blackhorn 209, the new Nitro Fire, that kind of stuff. They're running 1,800 feet per second at the muzzle or so. And this bullet really gives great accuracy, loads easy, and the terminal performance is really unrivaled.
Absolutely, man. I've had the opportunity to test them out. It's really incredible. I mean, they a lot of damage, a lot of carnage, and like you said, really easy to load, and just a deadly muzzleloader bullet. We really enjoy using it, man.
Awesome. We'll keep using it. We'll keep making them.
All right. Well, folks, we're here at Hornady. That's the new bore driver. Check it out.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of SHOT Show New Product Premiere. Be sure to tune in next time to see more of the freshest state-of-the-art outdoor gear from SHOT Show 2022.